into Monday. Complete forecast coming up. Jet 24 Action News starts right now.
From your news leader.
Georgia is in the national spotlight as this week's runoff election will determine control of the U.S. Senate. And the United States hitting a grim COVID-19 milestone this weekend.
We spoke to skiers and snowboarders at Peak and Peak, find out what they had to say about their plans for the new year.
In high definition from your news leader, this is Jet 24 Action News at 11.
New at 11, control of the Senate hinges on Tuesday's runoff election in Georgia and phone call audio from President Trump where he can be heard pressuring Georgia's Secretary of State to overturn the presidential election results. ABC's Faith Abube reports. Jet 24 Action News is your local election headquarters.
As the 117th Congress convened on Sunday, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell called this a challenging time.
From political division to a deadly pandemic to adversaries around the world, the hurdles before us are many, and they are serious.
In the House, Democrats now have the narrowest majority of either party in 20 years, beginning the session with a 222 to 211 advantage. Nancy Pelosi, the only woman to ever serve as Speaker, was re-elected to the post. Control of the Senate hinges on Tuesday's runoff elections in Georgia, with 2 seats up for grabs. One of the first orders of business for the new Congress will be certifying the election this coming Wednesday. President Trump is still pushing his baseless claims of a rigged election. ABC News has obtained audio, as first reported by the Washington Post, of a phone call in which the president can be heard trying to pressure Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger to pursue the president's false claims about the election results.
I only need 11,000 votes. Fellas, I need 11,000 votes. Give me a break.
Throughout the call, Raffensperger can be heard rejecting Trump's assertions, saying President-elect Joe Biden's victory in Georgia was fair and accurate. The White House declining to comment when asked by ABC News. Vice President Pence has signaled he supports an effort from about a dozen senators and 140 House Republicans to reject the will of the voters, saying he supports lawmakers who want, quote, to use the authority they have under the law to raise objections. The effort, led by Missouri Republican Josh Hawley and others, is seen as a last-ditch attempt to delay Joe Biden's victory. But the move has sparked infighting within the party. Senator Mitt Romney saying the move, quote, dangerously threatens our democratic republic. Pennsylvania Republican Senator Pat Toomey adding, quote, allegations of fraud by a losing campaign cannot justify overturning an election. But in a call with his caucus, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell called the January 6th vote the most consequential of his life, but still telling senators to vote their conscience. Faith Abube, ABC News, Washington.
For all your election news anytime, day or night, visit our website, yourerie.com. The U.S. reaching and surpassing a grim milestone this weekend. More than 350,000 Americans have now died from COVID-19. ABC's Kenneth Moten reports healthcare facilities are still dealing with a post-Thanksgiving surge and are now preparing for a post-Christmas and New Year's increase.
More than 350,000 Americans have lost their lives to COVID-19. The country seeing more than 20 million cases of the virus. President Trump taking to Twitter this morning falsely claiming the numbers from the CDC are exaggerated.
The deaths are real deaths.
Dr. Anthony Fauci saying he did not anticipate the death toll in the U.S. would reach the level it has.
There's no running away from the numbers. It's something that we absolutely got to grasp and get our arms around and turn that inflection down by very intensive adherence to the public health measures.
The nation's top infectious disease expert blames indoor activity and holiday travel in part for facilitating recent transmission of the virus. It's expected 1.3 million people will be flying today, returning home from holiday destinations. Overburdened healthcare systems still dealing with post-Thanksgiving surge are concerned.
That's really why it's so frightening. We haven't seen Christmas numbers yet, and we haven't seen New Year's for sure.
4 states, California, Texas, Florida, and New York, all hitting 1 million COVID cases. Illinois on track to be the next as the number of cases continues to surge. The rollout of the vaccines has faced challenges. Nationwide, only about 4.2 million Americans have been vaccinated, falling short of the Trump administration's goal of 20 million by the end of 2020.
A lot of this is because public healthcare systems that are already taxed with contact tracing and managing this actual COVID-19 disease are also taxed tasked with distributing this vaccine, and they need more help.
In Texas, Houston opening the city's first public vaccine event on Saturday.
I just want to get back to life. I just want to get back to normal. I want to see my kids. I want to go back to work.
The plan was to administer 750 shots. They got 250,000 calls. Kenneth Moten, ABC News, Washington.
Starting tomorrow, local restaurants can resume indoor dining. For over 3 weeks, Pennsylvania restaurants have been limited to takeout and outdoor dining only, but starting tomorrow, people can now be served indoors. The owner of a few local restaurants, John Melody, says some staff are eager to return to work.
Everybody is really, really excited to come back to work. I'm just not sure what to expect from the community. January and February are typically slower months. Will it be better than a normal January and February after Christmas? Like you say, with people after being kind of cooped up for the last month.
In addition to local restaurants, openings for indoor dining, gym owners can reopen their facilities, and movie theaters and casinos can reopen as well too. Here's now a look at the latest COVID-19 numbers for our region and across the state. The State Department of Health is reporting 106 new positive cases of COVID-19 in Erie County. The total number since March now stands at over 12,000. Crawford County reporting 39 new cases today. Warren County, 17 new cases. Across the Commonwealth, an additional 4,579 new positive COVID-19 cases were reported. The total now stands at over 661,000. Ashtabula County, Ohio is reporting 30 new cases, bringing the total there since March to 3,900. Chautauqua County, New York continues to report over 3,600 cases. After a special school board meeting Sunday, Mill Creek schools will be returning to in-person learning this week. Superintendent Ian Roberts had recommended they delay the open until January 18th. School board members could not come to an agreement, so they are reverting back to the original plan of staying virtual until January 4th. According to the school district's coordinator of school communications, high schoolers will return to a 2-day in-person split schedule. Kindergarten through 8th graders will return to 4 days a week, Tuesday through Friday. We now know the name of the woman that was struck by a car and killed last night. Erie police tell us 51-year-old Selena Waldo was hit while crossing West 26th and Cherry Street. The car that hit her, which was speeding, was driven by 21-year-old Brittany Paulus. Waldo was taken to the hospital where she later died. Police are still investigating. Coming up on Jet 24 Action News at 11 o'clock, one person is behind bars and facing capital murder charges after a deadly church shooting in Texas. That's after a first look at the forecast. Craig.
And we're off and running on 2021, first full week ahead. And we have more cloud cover to get through. The complete forecast coming up next.
From your news leader, you're watching Brian Wilk, meteorologist Craig Flint, and Mike Fenner with sports. This is